Kim says start early. So I pushed the button, and we're here early. Is anybody here? Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't select this
thing.
thing.
To show up.
I didn't select that thing. That's a button I always forget.
Welcome in. I'm Kim of Kim Fixes Things. I'm here with Buff Del Campo, the namesake of your channel that you are watching right now. We are live. Saturday night, cleanup crew.
We're here 4 minutes early. Oh, Mike N's here. Hey.
There's people
hello.
here.
Mark Silvey is here. Hello. Buddy Carfano. Hello. Dougster.
Welcome
Have no
in
fear.
early people. Look at that.
Colby Queso. Paul Pachui. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while.
House already.
Haven't seen Paul Pachui in a while.
Dougster.
I think I saw him on Shane and Dallas's live, I think.
Dougster, if you truly want us to have no fear, reassure him that we will find his walkie-talkies. Because we
have lost both walkie-talkies. I had mine, and Kim's had been on long enough that it's probably dead, so I was trying to find it. And then I misplaced mine, so yeah. But we got CBs in both cars, and we can talk to each other, so that's a really good thing for travel.
Did I get your message? D-Man, did you message about the frame? Is that what you're talking about?
Kim, about did you get?
No, he said, hello, Kim and Bob, and asked if
Kim,
I got
did
my
you
message.
get my message? Where was the message left? There was a couple of...
Buddy Carvano already watched the new Bronco video. The second half was way
better. The second
better.
half is the best part.
Yeah.
In fact, when
it was too long.
I should have put in there, D-Man goes, yes. Guess what? Yes, it was in the...
It must have been about the frame. He said there was a crack in the frame that you could see it in one of the videos, but I didn't see any cracks. But I'll...
Yeah, we'll have to look again. Oh, I seen it was a hanging wire shadow.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Well, that's
good. Good deal.
Okay, that thing just came alive up there. That's good. Actually, I'm almost done with that video. Oh, okay.
The second half is...
So the second half is the best part, yeah.
Yeah, because the beginning is...
She just
stuck
her
yapping.
And she just stuck her tripod in there and took off. And it was... I kind of know what everything is here, but I was losing track of where she was. And she'd go through weeds, tall grass. And I'm like, man, this is fun, you know. Tom Anderson, I was watching the Bronco video when you guys went live and have to finish it later.
Hey,
Barracuda, hello.
Welcome
How you doing?
in.
Yeah, the first part of that video is kind of like an overview of all kind of the things she did.
Well,
but the second part's the fun part because you'll ride with her, you know.
I spent the better part of a week just like crushing on that I would come out here in the middle of the night. Sometimes it was 3 a.m. I would work on it until dawn. And I just video like my progress. And then, so that was like 4 or 5 days in a row that I did that before the morning where we finally test drove it. And the morning where I test drove it, I had been out here working since 3 a.m. And it was like 10 o'clock when you came out.
I was
you
asleep.
Were like, good Lord, what's that noise?
Well, there's a guy around here that has a Harley, you know. So I heard the Harley running and it left. But then I could still hear the Harley running. I'm going, wait a minute. That sounds like a V6 Ford that's uncorked. It's like I'm walking out in my sweatpants and half asleep. There's Kim, a big grin on her face. She's driving that thing around.
Paul says he hasn't been doing much YouTube lately. Well, Paul, I'm glad that when you do find your time to do some YouTube, that you find your way here. We appreciate your company. Buddy wants to know if we own all that land. I don't think I went off the property. Maybe when I went way down by the tree, I might have been a little bit off the property.
That's family property, and it looks huge, but it's like 4 acres.
I mean, that's a lot of property. It's a big hillside, but it's the top of a hill, not the bottom of a hill, which is pretty good.
It's a hillside down into like a creek bed, and it's all kind of undulating.
It was a really
there's no flat spot.
You made a really good purchase about, what, 28 years ago, you said?
No, it was 06 or something.
He's been here a long time.
19 years, I think.
He paid his dues. He worked on the road all those years. So, yeah.
I'd come back here and then I'd be gone again. Come back here and I'd be gone. And it just goes on and on like that.
Now it's almost a liability, though, because the property values have gone up to the point where now the taxes
Oh yeah, the property values went way up, so now they raised the taxes. So anyway, Paul the Jewy is here at 10 o'clock, which is on the hour, so he's on time.
Oh, nice, Paul. I'm giving you 4 points for being here or making the 10 o'clock comment. Everybody else would probably say hello once more or something.
Well, we came in early,
and
they heard us.
I'll
so
award the starting points. If you guys are not aware of the points, the way it goes is I give points when people do something good, like get here on time, or show up early, or help us out when our brains are not working and we can't think of a name or a tool or something like that. And I don't got a database. I don't keep a spreadsheet. I award points and you keep track of the points. It's an on your honor system. So, yeah, we're all friends here. Keep track of your points and we'll let you redeem them as soon as we can sometime.
Now, all the O1s come in the O2. So.
Yeah. Well, Mark, Buddy, and Dougster, you're all getting points. 3 points. Colby gets the 3 points.
Oh, look at that. A bunch of people get.
Paul, you get 3 points. Wait, Paul, you already got 4
Buff's
points.
a man of the world. Why am I a man of the world?
Because you worked all over.
Oh, because I.
Luis, you can have 3 points too.
In all my military and all my screwing around stuff I did with the government, I was everywhere from Midway Island. Never stayed there. Just was there and gone. And Hawaii.
Did you ever
Alaska.
go to the rest of the way island or only Midway?
Midway is the name of the island. We flew out there one time and flew back.
Mark says, do you get points for forgetting how many points you have? I mean, I'm kind of forgetful. Try and keep your track. It's not so hard when you're just keeping track of your own points, but if you forget, you can kind of estimate, estimate.
Look what Dean Stevenson, good evening, Dean. Look what Dean says, or good afternoon, or whatever it is there, in the other part of the earth.
Dean says, 47 minutes and 13 seconds of fun in the Pampas Cap. Well done, Kimbergini. Thank you, Dean. We had fun. I don't know, maybe the first 15 minutes of that are not all that fun because I'm explaining the alternator and I'm explaining the fuel system and the wiring. But it's building. It's building that there's a story there. I don't want people to think that I don't want to lie to people and make them think like it just magically happened. I've been working on that thing since April of this year. And then I just pounded the hours away the last week to get it finally together. So the payoff is big though. I mean, it was really exciting to get to be able to drive around in it and not be worried like, oh my gosh, it's overheating as we speak. And I was able to sort out the grinding noise and it went into 4 low and it's ripping around the yard. It was a lot of fun. Dougster says as soon as there is funding for the prize catalog, there are some sweet prizes. One is a stainless steel 6-slice toaster. Use your points to buy. We're gonna go on Temu and we're gonna bulk buy those toasters so everybody can get one for hardly any points plus shipping and handling.
Well, let's see. We're going to see Dougster in a few days, and look at what's behind us. Look at what's right behind us between Kim and I, and we were talking about the monkey bike slow races, but that's really not ready, and we weren't going to get it ready. But now it's sitting there.
So the monkey bike is a back burner thing. Every year I try and upgrade the monkey bike, and it's been months. I put the bigger motor on the monkey bike and welded in a jack shaft assembly, and then I've got the engine running with a different carburetor than the one that was on it. So we did get a bunch of stuff done, but I never finished it. We got into working on some stuff with your car. What did we do with your car? I broke something on your car, and then we ended up messing with the cylinder heads and stuff. And that thing got...
Oh, that ended up taking a lot of time.
That thing got put in a corner, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to get it going in time for the event. And we're not bringing the van, so it's going to have to go in the back seat of my car. I don't think it'll fit in the trunk.
Okay, let's see here. I want to catch up the chat a little bit. Stray Bullet says, did you hear about Memphis? I don't know. Man, if there's something going on in current events, I got up sometime this morning, and I've been going. Not working hard, but steady. And normally I take a nap in the afternoon. I didn't do that. So I'm kind of lost as to what's going on. No, I don't know what's going on. 6-slice toaster. Dean says he's only here for the 1921 barrel. That thing works quite well, doesn't it? Doug's there, or a deluxe waffle maker. You can put waffles in a toaster, can't you? I think you can put pork chops in a toaster, but probably make a mess.
It's got a drip tray.
Drip tray. Let's see, Mark Sauvé. I'm not speaking on his behalf, but I think Mexican Spec isn't here because he thought you're already on your way to No Name Nationals. Why would we leave today to go name that? No. It's like a 3-hour trip, and it's 4 days away. It's like, do we expect to have that much trouble? No, I don't. Oh man, he was in some live that you were on today. And
he was streaming.
He was streaming, and he's giving you a hard time, or us a hard time for not being ready. We're ready. Jeez.
Kind of.
The only thing that I have to do.
The cars are more ready than we are.
I gotta make sure I have a dual load of laundry and put some clothes in a duffel bag and put my medicines and all my stuff in a box, and I'm ready to go. Oh, I'll throw a jack and some tools in the trunk, But I got it all written down, so that's easy to do. Stuff's available, And cars are ready. Cars will be fine.
Mexican Spec might stop in, but at the end of his stream, he went for 2 hours. At the end of the stream, he was saying he was pretty tired. So it's very understandable. Mexican Spec does not get paid to be here. It's only when it's for enjoyment.
Stray Bullet says, I figured you'd be away for a couple of weeks. No, it's like 4 days. It's a 2-day event. We get there a day early because the day early is when they do the tech inspection goes a day early and the first day of the event. And so we like to be there that day. And that's Thursday. And Thursday evening is the trip to Lambert's, where everybody drives out there in a line, all their race cars going down the city street. Pretty cool. And you go to a restaurant and have a car show there and come back. So then there's 2 days and you come home, So yeah, I hope we have better luck this year than last year. You know what I'm doing? I'm not going through Kentucky. Not going through Kentucky. Never try to unjam a piece of toast with a knife. Use a plastic knife. Well, no, because it'll melt. Along with Wall E from 2008. Luis, I don't know anything about movies because I'm just not a movie person, so I don't know. It's like maybe some people in here know.
It's okay, Luis. Mexican Spec will be here either later or he'll be here next time. It's okay.
I do not have. A lot of regulars in here. I have phone numbers, but Mexican Spec's not one of them. I've got email and I have.
You don't have Mexican Spec's phone number?
No, you do?
Oh, he calls me all the time.
You're full of it. You're full of it.
I don't talk to nobody.
No,
nobody calls me.
I know Mexican Spec from other forms of communication, and we, I bought stuff from him, and he's quick with communication and always gives tracking numbers, and everything goes like clockwork. So I, guy's a up and up businessman, not a problem. But I don't have his phone number. Kind of wish I did.
Dougster says top prize is a DeLorean. And you know what? You can get a new DeLorean, like they'll take an old DeLorean and rebuild the thing with all new parts. Like DeLorean's still an actual.
Isn't there
automotive manufacturer?
Isn't there
someone bought DeLorean?
Somebody in Texas, I think, has enough pieces and parts. They're putting new DeLoreans together.
And they're reproducing DeLorean parts now.
I don't know what they're using for engines. I don't know
on that.
I don't know what power package they're using back there, but I bet there's a lot of things that would fit.
If you like DeLoreans, you could take a deep dive and learn all about it, and then you could tell us how wrong I am because I'm probably telling you.
Yeah, Mexican Spec is a good dude.
He's pretty cool.
I've never seen what the guy looks like because he just puts up a green screen with
who I have
green.
seen
but
what they look like?
I know his voice quite well, and I've just dealt with him so much that I'm
You know
comfortable with
who's
him.
never on screen? Who I have seen. You
Who?
saw him too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, we can't discuss that,
We can discuss it. We just can't show pictures.
and we can't say real names, and we can't none of that stuff.
Well, Peg.
Yeah, zip ties and bias plies. We have
We got to meet him.
we've met him and we know him.
We just happened to be down at working on that Valiant down at Tony's old shop, and he showed up, and we were like, "Hey, we know your voice."
It was pretty
and
cool.
He starts cracking jokes. He was the great. It was so cool.
He was a fun guy
And
to be
he was
around.
waiting for Tony, so he hung out with us for like half an hour.
He's actually more fun in person than his videos.
He is. Well,
well, you like his videos. I don't watch his videos.
You know what? He's just as interesting and just good humored person.
Yep.
It just really and a good looking man, honestly. Like I figured he'd be ugly because he never shows his face.
The DeLorean did not have a 351 Windsor. It had it's a consortium of, what is it, Peugeot and Citroen, how you're supposed to pronounce it, and Volvo. They had a V6. I forget. I bet Dean Stevenson will know what it is. Yeah, that's exactly Dean Stevenson. That's exactly what Mexican Spec looks like. So it's a V6 made by those three companies. Dean will know all about that engine because he's just that kind of guy. But they had that in the DeLorean, and that was probably the worst part of the car. I had a couple of those engines around in a place where I worked. They weren't mine, but they were there. And what else did they run those engines in? It was some other car those engines were in. So we had them around. But
Tony's not giving him his leg back. I mean, nobody knows where that leg went.
Nobody knows where that leg is. It was a terrible car. You know, I still haven't driven one. I'd like to drive a DeLorean, but they're getting old. So, you know, I'm trying to find a nice one, and they're all going to have issues because it's an oddball car, and it's hard to get pieces and parts, and they wear out, you know. But Dean Stevenson, Brooklyn isn't a DeLorean. Oh, that's what you're thinking about, the 351 Windsor. Yeah, the Brooklyn had the 351 Windsor in its second and third year, had an AMC 360.
Well, they both had gull-wing doors.
Yeah,
so
they have gull-wing
the
doors, so people
confusion
mix them up, but they're
in.
completely different cars. A DeLorean's a front engine, rear drive, and a DeLorean's a mid-engine, or actually a rear engine, rear drive. So, Mark Survey, okay, just looked up on Rock Auto. It's a 2.9.
Is it a Cologne engine like in my Ford?
No. It's a real. Dean, what is it? I bet Dean will know that, whatever that engine is. It had a nice Saab 900 turbo in it.
Well, Dean, now you have a mission to get a DeLorean and put a Saab 900 turbo engine in it.
Both had wings. Yeah, put the wings down before you try to fly. Yeah. How fast before you go back in time? Yeah, it was 88 miles an hour.
Yeah. If you have proper fuel in your flux capacitor, 1.1 gigawatts. Wait, a lot of gigawatts. Gigawatts.
Dean Stevenson. PR.
I stand corrected. Mark Sauvé, I don't know how you can, like the embarrassment that you did not know that is got to be horrible. It must be difficult to sleep at night knowing that you made a mistake about the history of obscure automobilia.
Here I am asking Dean Stevenson questions, and he isn't coming up with the answer, so he may not know. He usually knows all the bores and strokes and bore spacing, and he's just like this digital kind of guy, full of all this information. But I'm asking him about a weird engine, so he may not know about it.
Oh,
I mean, he may know about it, but may not have all the details.
Maybe he just wants you to do your own homework.
Oh, I don't want to look that up. It's some kind of weird European consortium of... Yeah, here he goes. Peugeot, Renault, and Volvo.
PRV. Yeah, I see.
Oh, that's what PRV is. Okay. Okay, so Peugeot, Renault, Volvo. For some reason, I thought Citroen's
I'm not a
was in
Ford
there,
person,
but
but it turns out I am a Ford person. We put more hours in on Fords this year than anything else. Probably than everything else combined. Because yours is a Ford and my Bronco's a Ford, and I don't even know what else I've worked on this year. I just feel like that's all we've done is work on your car.
a DeLorean looks like
Although,
it should have a V8. And a DeLorean isn't fast. It's just a car. I mean, it was 1981, 1982. Everything was doggy then. So it was just a fun sports car, and it looked cool. And the problem is they built way too many of them. They just way saturated the market with a car that was going to be kind of hard to, it's a kind of a cult car. Dean says it's not really weird. Just okay, it's weird to me because it's European strange group of companies that put it together. What else they use those things in? There was some kind of an AMC car that was Renault.
I don't know.
What was the four-door thing that?
Buddy says DeLoreans come free with a bag of Coke from the factory, but Buddy, that's a common misconception. You have to buy the Coke and they give you the car.
He got set up, and I remember watching him with all those guys in that hotel room, and the look on his face was like, how do I get out of this mess? And the best way, I think, was he just agreed and left. And he got acquitted in court, so I think, I don't know, who knows what really was going on. He could have been set up in the deal. He could have been part of it. He could have just walked away from it.
Speaking of polishing the stainless, did anybody see some person or some group, they polished a Cybertruck to mirror finish?
Oh, jeez. No, I know about that.
Looks horrific. It's mirror. No, it's true, Kim. All right.
What's that? What's true?
I think Stray Bullet was saying maybe the cocaine.
He said that. Barracuda says Johnny Carson wasn't pleased with his DeLorean. Well, Johnny Carson put some money in, invested in it, and then the company collapses. Probably didn't like that a whole lot. But Johnny Carson had enough money that he could. I'm sure he didn't invest like his whole everything. He invested some money and lost it. Yeah, government set him up. That's exactly what happened.
I heard the big three desperately wanted DeLorean out of business.
Well, DeLorean was a General Motors upper management guy that quit and left, and it probably didn't set well. Even if he wasn't successful, they probably didn't like it.
Yeah, he made some enemies.
All right. So anyway, whatever. He got his day in court, and he did okay, but it's costly.
Oh, you might be saying it's true about the Cybertruck that got.
Oh. Dean says, I'd like my DeLorean to be a nice titanium color. You know, there were people that painted their DeLoreans, and I've seen black ones and a red one. I think they look pretty good with paint on them, but, The huge problem with the Cybertruck is low-quality stainless steel. It still rusts. Yeah, and the other thing with the Cybertruck is the only way they got away with it was,
Bribes.
Huh?
Bribes.
Oh, what's his name with the magic tongue?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. That thing couldn't pass a safety. There's all this safety stuff about pedestrians and everything. That's got like knife edges coming down the street. I wouldn't want to be a pedestrian and get hit by that thing. You get cut in half. So I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, the whole you can't get you have to wipe them off right away if they get wet. Like, what is it? It's a car. Is it supposed to be a car? How is that fit for? It's insanity. Totally insanity. Flux capacitors should be.
Johnny's DeLorean broke down on an LA freeway, I heard. Well, that can happen with any car, but all right. I remember Jay Leno. This is when I really started liking Jay Leno. He came in and he was doing the Tonight Show and everything. And it was way before he had Jay Leno's Garage and all that. And I knew he kind of liked cars and motorcycles and stuff. And he was talking about getting stuck on a motorcycle. And he was sitting on a curb at some major intersection. and his bike had broke down, and he was in there and he was trying to get the valve keepers back in, and he had kind of limited tools, and he had the valve keepers on the ground, and some other actor came by and was, "Do you need some help?" He goes, "I'm trying to get these valve keepers in there," and that's when I started realizing, hey, this guy's really a guy that wrenches on stuff, because anybody that's sitting on a curb next to a motorcycle on a major intersection putting valve keepers in, he knows what he's doing. And he doesn't have all the tools he needs. That's when I realized he's really a mechanic, you know.
Old McDonald has a car. Said that the flux capacitor should be in parallel, so less gigawatts are needed. But see, that's only really on the early flux capacitors, because the later ones put out 2 or more gigawatts easily.
Jeez, what are you guys talking
You didn't
about?
have to. You just make sure the terminals are clean. Check your grounds. Make sure your connections are tight. Other than that,
McDonald's here. Hey, and he says, I like the steam engine car that Jay Leno drove. He's got 2 of them, and that's what the one he got burned so badly on, because he had a fuel leak underneath, and he got the fuel on him, and for some reason it lit off. And you know, we work around here. Kim cleans stuff in gasoline. I'm nervous as hell about it, because you can clean stuff in gasoline for years and you're fine. And then one day, you don't even know where the spark came from, but it lights off. Man, it's so bad. And you know, that's what happened to Jay. And then he ended up in the hospital getting skin grafts and stuff, and they did a real good job. And he said what he was going to do was said the people there were great, you know, so he was going to do a benefit for people that were in that hospital getting, you know, people that didn't have a lot of money that were in there with burns and things. And he said he was going to do a benefit for everybody in there. I assume he probably did that.
Mark Survey asked, is it Whistling Diesel that pretty much destroyed his Cybertruck? Oh, yeah. He destroyed it and then took it and had it fixed, and then he destroyed it again. And, yeah, he made all his money back on that video. He wrecked that Cybertruck.
Yeah, straight bullets.
People love to see it, so.
Jay has several steam-powered vehicles. Hey, you know what? We are in here tonight with no vehicle. We got a big old empty shop. Oh, we got a monkey bike behind us. It's not. I don't know.
Agent 99 back there.
I was telling Kim, you're going to lose your number because you didn't bring it. So I guess that's the only reason to bring the monkey bike, so we don't lose the number. But I'll have a number this year, I guess. If I pass the tech, I'll have a number. Louis says it's the 30th anniversary of Kids. What's Kids WB? What's
WWWB? That's a Warner Brothers Cartoon Network.
Oh, it says, yeah, W. Whistling Diesel destroys many things. It's kind of his brand. Yeah, and I don't really like that. We take junk because we don't have a lot of money. So we take the junk we have and we make running vehicles. Like you see what Kim did to that. I would have given up on that Bronco II. But she's out crashing through the hills with it now. And she's having fun with it. So we make stuff that's junk into stuff like that. And Whistling Diesel takes a lot of money and crashes it. It's like, I'm not really interested in seeing that.
Yeah, you hate it.
I don't have the money to have one of the vehicles he crashes, you know, and it's sickening to me. I told Kim, you know, if we really want a lot of views and we got a lot of subs, I'd just take one of our best cars and strap myself in and drive it into a tree as fast as it'll go and video it. You know, then we'll be like him. We'll get a lot of views. I don't know.
Yay,
we can't afford it. We can't afford to do that.
Junkyard D, welcome to the stream. Are you bringing the monkey bike this year, Junkyard D? I haven't even seen what you're up to.
What is this? Mark Sauvé, go on O'Reilly's Auto Parts and put 121G in the search.
Do they legitimately bring you to a listing for a DeLorean flux capacitor? I'll bet they do.
What is this?
I think I've heard of that before.
Says, when we used to stay at Milan Dragway for the weekend racing, we used to wait in town for our steam engine brought passengers to and from Ohio. Okay, so Milan, that's in Michigan then, I assume, because there's a drag strip, not Milan, Ohio, but it's Norwalk, which is Norwalk and Milan right together, but it's the Norwalk Dragway, which I always get mixed up with Milan, the Milan one, because the town's the same. But yeah, anyway. Barracuda says, who makes candy colors that adhere to bare metal? Oh man, you'd have to use. My guess is there's probably some kind of an adhesion promoter, but I'm really not sure. Junkyard D, yeah, monkey bike. Mark Sauvé, I agree with you on that. What is that?
He agrees with you about not destroying stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dougster says basically the same too. Resurrect, not render stuff useless.
Convert the Bronco to steam. No, it runs great the way it is. I mean, that thing, I don't know if you those of you who watched the video we posted like an hour and a half ago, she takes you for a ride in it. It's pretty good. You know, you can see she had a big smile on her face, blasting through grass at the sides, going through stuff. It's like, man, you can just tell she's having fun, you know. Dougster, me, resurrect, not render new stuff useless in a matter of hours. You know, I've ruined stuff, but not intentionally.
I bet
you know?
He meant we resurrect.
Oh.
Not render stuff useless in that.
So, spell check. Yeah, man, if I had spell check, get me in trouble a few times.
It's always on back order, says Mark Sauvé. That makes sense. Guys, check out the O'Reilly's listing for the flex capacitor. It's probably amusing.
I should buy a crash dummy and put it in the car before you crash it in the tree butt.
They would. See, that's what I told him before. I said no. What would happen is we just wreck our car and we wouldn't get any more views.
I'm the kind of guy that would put a crash dummy in the car and have it hold onto the steering wheel, but then I'd run a steering shaft under. I'd be in the trunk with little periscopes so I could drive and, you know, pull into McDonald's with a crash dummy, you know. They can't see me because I'm really driving the car. That's the kind of thing I'd do.
That'd be fun.
Or put a dog up there. Zip tie his paws to the steering wheel and drive into McDonald's. Dog looks up there. I'd love to do that, but I won't do that.
No?
Okay. What are you doing? You're dinging this. What is this?
Junkyard D says
you could
Jack
put
the
different...
mini bike is currently like Humpty Dumpty, but we'll be there. Yay!
You could put different amount of copies in that. It would be different tones.
No fentanyl for me, please. I'm with you, Barry. No fentanyl.
I'm a red wine man. I finished that red wine. I've had red wine. She bought me a bottle of red wine. I've had it open for what? 2 months maybe. When did you buy that red wine for me?
2 weeks ago.
It was more than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was.
So I finished it last night. Had 1 glass of wine.
Crashing a 68 Newport into a tree. Boy, who won out in that fight? Probably the tree, but still.
I was a crash dummy when I hit a tree at 60 miles an hour in my 68 Newport. That must have been fun.
No, that wouldn't have been fun. Oh, those cars are strong enough that you'd really feel it. Like, not like one of these modern plastic crumply cars that squishes up. The Newport would just be like, thud.
Depends on...
Oh, man. Can you imagine the bounce effect? You smash off. Oh, whoa. My neck hurts just thinking about it.
Oh, there's stories I want to tell about crashes, but...
Crashing.
Yeah. But it's not me, it's somebody else, but it's funny as hell, but I probably shouldn't tell it because that person will watch this and then I'll get a phone call.
Yeah,
like, why are you telling that story about me?
Fair enough. Okay, so
I'm not going to tell the story, but it was a crash. It was pretty funny. I thought you weren't going to show that on here.
Here's the topper for the trophy for the 6-cylinder class for the event. It's a Motorcraft 6-cylinder distributor and a bearing.
That'll go on the base, the trophy base, and be the trophy for the 6-cylinder class.
And
please don't put that up there; it'll fall.
John Wilburn said that he has the base made with the plaque on it.
That just makes me nervous as hell up there.
Ha ha ha! Look! Oh no! Oh, it's falling!
God, you're freaking crash just waiting to happen. Okay, let's see here. Old McDonald. Sad thing is I can't remember if it was a 2-door or 4-door, but the 383 engine saved me. That was the crush control up there. Paul says, I got enough OW today without sympathetic. What is this? I got enough. Cam, tell me what this means.
I got enough.
Yeah, but I don't understand what she's saying. You might look at it and understand it. Okay, let's see here. She'll pick out.
Be a little more patient.
She'll pick out stuff that I don't.
A lot of caffeine.
She'll pick out stuff that I don't understand. She'll get it and tell me it. Show me what an idiot I am.
I didn't say you were an idiot.
You see, we're all about halfway up. Says I got enough OW today without.
Oh. I don't know.
Oh, enough owls. Oh, I get it now. Enough owls is in arthritis. Oh, okay. Mark Sylvia, I knew a guy that drove a Newport into the rear of an Eldorado. That doesn't sound good.
Enough ouches?
Oh, and Olive says that looks very nice.
Yeah, it's kind of shiny. I cleaned it really good, and I sprayed it with some clear to keep it from
What are
corroding.
those things? Oh, they're parts for a monkey bike.
Monkey bike parts, yeah. I don't know if this is going to work or not.
Remember the monkey driving the limousine in that one movie? What was that? Did you see a movie like that?
With a monkey driving a limo?
I bet you Luis will remember that. Paul Pajulia, I was a dummy when I took the flying Wallenda off my 73 TX650 on Memorial Day in 1979.
Whoa. That sounds terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened.
Luis says 1979 Chrysler Newport was in Rugrats Go Wild. What if Sylvester Stallone was in Rugrats Go Wild cameo scene? Don't know. And then Old McDonald says, all of you have arthritis. Arthritis. Oh, says, I'm surprised the typing isn't worse, actually, but I am here. But here I am. I got the words mixed up, sorry. It had Dom DeLuise, I think that's DeLuise, and Burt Reynolds in it. Luis, 1977 Ford LTD2 was in Rugrats Go Wild. Harry Kudo, First Blood, one of my favorite films. Oh man, Paul Vajui, I'll send you a picture of my back taken a week later. Uh-oh, one of those kind of pictures. What you doing, Kim? Yeah, she's handing me new shiny parts. We don't usually have new shiny parts around here. We just have to take old parts and shine them up. So.
No, look at it though.
Looking at the holes don't line up.
Yeah, and the hub is bigger than the gear, so.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're gonna have to put spacers so that the chain will go on there, but no, that's not gonna work. Obviously, got to have a chain on there.
Yeah, it's all wrong.
Oh man. Lisa's very funny. Oh, McDonald, damn phone dying. I guess I have to finish watching on TV. No more commenting. Well, we'll know you're there. So
Thank you for being
here.
here. Darn it.
Yeah, that's the one bad thing about TV. The good thing is it's nice big screen, and we're in we're in high def now, so it probably looks good. But but you can't comment as easily.
High definition.
Man, This is the last water. We got to buy more waters.
Oh no!
Tomorrow I'll drive to the store.
Running out of water.
I'll drive my car to the store.
Running out of water.
See, I went for a ride in the car today. Kim was in her car sitting here, and I went up the road a ways, several miles, talked her on a CB. It worked. That's good.
Yeah, that was cool.
Stopped at the dollar store on the way back and bought Q-tips.
You know.
Because we're out of Q-tips. And that's something we need. So I forgot about the water. I could have bought water while I was there.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that.
Right.
So now it's an excuse to get in the car and go again.
Yep. Let's call the whole thing off.
What is this? Mark Sauvé. A few days ago, I learned about IMCDB, Internet Movie Card Database. They claim to have all the car types and what movies they were in. I found a movie they didn't cover, though. Okay.
Well.
Oh, it says, I think it's possible to use some kind of Bluetooth keyboard for TV chatting.
Cannonball Run?
We'll have to figure that one out. Yeah, you're probably right. There's always electronic way around something. But we got to figure it out. Man.
Oh, thanks, Stray. That was driving me nuts. He was answering questions. Something about Cannonball Run. Did you ask a question that he answered for you? And then
I
you
don't know.
completely
No,
ignored his comment?
they were all talking about something, and movie. You get into movies, I'm pretty much lost. You know, I've watched a few movies, but drink water out of hose like we did as kids. Yeah, but the hose is like way up there, and I'm way down here. And the hose, I don't know. That hose was brand new and clean, and now it's kind of janky. That hose looks disgusting.
Well, everything that sits outside gets gross.
Yeah, I mean, it's been handled with all greasy hands and everything. It looks like crap. And it's hooked to a pressure washer. So you're going to have to show me how to use the pressure washer so I can just, because I want to wash my car with a pressure washer. Instead of going to the car wash and putting quarters in a machine to do the same thing when we have a machine here. Let's see here. Yeah. So that may also mean you have to cast to TV from a computer. Oh, that's possible. Dean Stevenson, DeLorean solution, Teflon coat it, like non-stick Teflon fry pans. Yeah, put non-stick surface on your DeLorean. That's what they need to do. The Cybertruck, so the pedestrians will bounce off. Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Oh, I can't believe they got to do the safety stuff with that because people just walking by the thing lacerate themselves on them. It's just sharp edges. That's terrible, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone's seen Cannonball Run. I have not. I've seen little snippets of it.
There's Mexican Spec.
Mexican Spec is here.
Everybody was giving us grief where you were. I said he just had a long live stream. He probably taken a break.
Yeah, you know, I've been up all day doing stuff and everything. I usually take a nap in the afternoon. I didn't do that. Instead, I got some caffeine in me before I came up here. And Kim told me she was on your live and you were giving us a hard time for not being ready. We are ready, with the exception of taking clean clothes and putting them in a duffel bag. Yeah, I mean, that's easy. Mexican Spec says, I was napping. We got CB radios in both cars. We have gone miles apart from each other and talked to each other. Man, my CB is working so well. Where the hell's Boat Anchor? Is he in here? I wish he was in here. Because I had two long distance contacts. Skip was rolling, and I talked to somebody in Santa Barbara, California, and I talked to somebody today made a contact in Jamaica. Amazing. Jamaica. But Skip was fading in and out, so I couldn't stay with it very long. But he heard me, I heard him. Yeah, I'm really happy with that CB radio. And that was a rebuild from Boat Anchor. It was Steve, he comes in here, two different names, Boat Anchor or Steve Edwards, same guy. But just one's his business name and the other's his his channel name, the other's his personal name. But he did a nice job on the radio. Dean Stevenson says, nice stream. I missed it because I was on Survival. What is that, Kim? Survival duties to Mrs. Ecstasy. It's also fun. I'm not sure what that word is. I know you're busy, so I shouldn't even ask you because then it's distracting for what you're doing.
Sorry, I was just.
I know you're busy. Oh, says okay, Max. I was just feeling so lousy earlier. I went to bed. Mexican Spec says that's where I was, or that's where Mrs. Spec is right now. Not that's where he is. That's where she is.
Where they're at.
Mark Silve, cool. I shot Skip a long time ago from Ottawa and reached someone in Bogota, Colombia. Man, that's one I haven't done. I can't believe it how quickly. And I've just got a barefoot station. I'm just talking on sideband, so it's 12 watts. It's showing just over 12 watts. You know, feel good watts where you talk loud into the mic and turn the mic gain up a little bit. It's showing like 12 and a half watts or something. So it's basically a barefoot station, and I was able to talk that far. Of course, the people on the other end probably have good radios with beams and everything in there. You know, the receivers are probably really good.
I was surprised that there was people on the radios.
Let's see. Dudster says, I have my dad's Lafayette Micro 723 CBM. I'm working with it now. Oh, cool. Mexican Spec, he has a Mexican connection now.
I saw Dubster had a short that was working on the radio. I hope you'll be able to get your radio going.
A Jamaican connection. It's just, I mean, I don't know these people. We just, you know, you make a contact. Yeah, cool. 7-3s, which means have a good day, whatever you've done. Very good. Buff, have you ever been into dirt bikes? No. I rode motorcycles a little bit when I was like 18, 19 years old. Again, a little bit when I was 21. And I'm stupid on a motorcycle. It's one of those things I know I shouldn't be doing because I'm going to crash it and I'm going to get hurt or killed on it. Because I don't know. I get on a bike and I'm like in a 35 zone. I'm banked over like in a turn and I look down, I'm going 80. It's like, okay, it feels normal to me. I shouldn't be doing this.
Meanwhile,
so I just stopped. You know, and that's what I got tickets in cars when I was young. And when I got in an airplane, I quit being stupid in the cars because in an airplane, you're allowed to be stupid. You can go up and do aerobatics and stuff. I got some aerobatic training, and I did all this stuff, and I scared the shit out of myself a few times. So you learn what your limits are. But, you know, there were a couple of times I did something in an airplane where my heart's pounding afterwards. I'm like, ooh, that was a close one. You know, I learned not to do that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Enough thrills. Max Respect. KLML, probably Kim. I thought my Durango was ready for the last trip north. When I got there, the transmission lines came loose from the radiator. You have to check more.
You know, you just have to. We're going to take our time.
We're going to take some tools too.
And make sure we get there. What
is it? Mexican Spec says the Dart has never been on the highway with that engine. Well, you got to go on the highway to get from here to town. So she has got, I was talking to her last night. She thinks she has about 300 miles on that thing with that engine in it and that transmission in it.
I think it's a doctor. You got to go on the highway.
Yeah, and she's been on the highway quite a few times. So just not really long distance. Stray Bullet, the rich people live in Santa Barbara. They sure do. I can't afford Santa Barbara. But what was his name? Politician had a place there. He used to be vice president. He's got a big old spread here in Tennessee and on the hills up above overlooking Santa Barbara. Yeah, I did work for people in Santa Barbara, and I delivered a few cars there, and it's like they're always nice places.
Barbara.
But when I was young, when I was a kid, we had friends in Santa Barbara, and everybody was sort of normal then. But I mean, Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo just grew into expensive, nice places, and it's like can't afford it anymore. I had to leave. Mark Survey, I talked to that guy in Colombia in my Mustang on AM, not sideband, with a K40 antenna. Yeah, and that's the antenna everybody tells me to get. K40? No, is that? No, the one everybody tells me. See, I've got a Fire Stick on there right now, which I got free from Dr. Hart gave me that antenna. So I don't know what I was going to say. I can't think of the name of the antenna. Yeah, brain fart. Can't remember anything. But I'll remember it. He says, I think is DeLorean. Mark Sauvé. The one thing I learned quickly riding motorcycle: don't power shift while turning. What I learned is don't ride motorcycles because you're stupid on a motorcycle. It's just so easy to go way too fast, and you wouldn't think that's the case. The last time I was on no, it wasn't Ronald Reagan. It was somebody that was vice president. It was who's from Tennessee? Al Gore. He had a big place up on the hills in Santa Barbara. But anyway, Kim let me ride the big monkey bike, the orange one. And that thing's fast and it's punchy and it's like, yeah, I'm just too old for that stuff now. I'm just not steady on it. So I don't belong on those things anymore.
Oh yeah, you're too old to be on a motorcycle. I'm too old to be on a motorcycle. Shoot.
Let's see here. Mexican spec. No, the mistake was when Buff's car hit the manure truck. The tow truck had 70s Chevelle band taillights on it. Next time you watch the movie, look for it. What? What? I had no idea what they're talking about.
They're
Buff Del Campo over explanation. Paul Chewy, what's normal? Normal people are boring. Mexican spec. I talked to the actor that played the role of Buff. He didn't care to hear that. He is not a car guy. What the hell are they talking about? Mexican spec. I'm going to take Mrs. Spec to go get a churro or a corn in a cup with lots of chili. Man, I don't know what a churro is, but corn in a cup sounds really good. All Mexican food sounds good. I can't think of one Mexican food I don't like. Only thing I'm not crazy about are fish tacos. I don't know why. I like tacos, I like fish, but you know, something doesn't get me well with fish tacos. They're okay, I guess. I'm again, how bored were you in my life? Man, I missed your live. I was busy today. I didn't take any time off today and take a nap or anything. And by the time I knew you had been live, Mexican Spec, you were done. And Kim told me that you were giving us a hard time. Louis says, yep, 2-motorcycle Honda CB. Louis of the 70s. Stray Bullet Pachuro. Is like, he thinks that's good. Mexican Spec says, sorry, that was Biff's car, the Mercury. Biff. Back to the Future.
Oh, I remember that now.
Not Buff, Biff. Okay, Paul Pajui, I used to go to the tail of the dragon on my motorcycle every September.
Oh, no.
Really?
That's cool.
That's not far from here.
That is far from here.
It isn't that far from here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for us, now that we don't go anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's a ways.
Luis says, churros, I love it. What are they? Somebody explain what it is.
Are they cinnamon things?
The churro truck has never been back, Mexican. Very good. I had more injuries from skateboards than motorcycles. Oh man, when I was a kid, we used to go down steep hills on two of us. The guy I'm still friends with now, they moved away, but we stayed in contact our whole lives. And we'd go down hills and we'd have fights, just pushing each other, punching each other and everything on skateboards and not, you know, and the point was to knock the other person over. And I used to do that. None of us ever got hurt. We were crazy. You know, now I don't even think I could stay on the skateboard by myself going downhill, much less doing it with somebody next to me.
More dangerous now, and you're not
flying in formation and beating the shit out of each other going down a steep hill. Hollis says, I love Mexican food, but I can't have my favorite anymore. I love scorching hot enchiladas. Man, I like enchiladas. You know what? There, over in Sikeston, Missouri, there's a Mexican restaurant, and every year Kim and I hit that Mexican restaurant at least once, and we will probably do the same thing this year. It's good. It's a good place. Straight bullet. I don't like ketchup on my hot dogs. You know what? I like ketchup and mustard on it, just a plain hot dog bun. But once I learned what a Chicago hot dog was, no, I don't want any ketchup on it. I like it the way they do it with all the Chicago hot dog stuff and the pickle. It's just a little hard to get the whole thing in my mouth, but sometimes I pull a pickle off, and well, that's I always take the pickle off and bite the pickle and then bite the hot dog. But man, what is it? John Cope got me started on Chicago hot dogs. I mean, there's nothing like it, you know. Louis says, I remember when I was a kid, I ate a churro for the first time back in the 2000s. What is this? Mike N says, Biff filled that Merc with horse manure. I mean, I'm buff and I got a Mercury, and somebody named Biff had a Mercury they filled with horse manure? What the hell?
Yeah,
now I feel like I copied somebody I don't even know about. Okay, well, I'm not going to put horse manure in my car. Although we have to buy some manure next year, but I'm going to buy it in bags, and I'm going to mix it in with the soil out there if we do another garden. Kim's over there welding. I don't know what she's welding. She's welding. Mexican specs says, but churro. It's made of dough, deep fried, and inject fillings. It is a sweet thing. Oh, they put cinnamon sugar in. Oh, no, I can't have that. Not a chance I'm going to eat that. Now, you know what I usually get? Is I get like 3 enchiladas, or I get, I don't know. Last time, there's a really good Mexican restaurant here, and Kim and I went there with my stepmom, and I had something really different. I don't remember what it was, but it was freaking good. It's just no bad food from a Mexican restaurant.
That is not true.
Dean Stevens says that's because they have banned ingredients of dough. Get backwards, Campo. Like fried dough. Man, my throat's gonna kill me tonight.
People are trying to listen.
Mexican Spec says, you have never seen the movie Back to the Future one? No, I have not.
There's Back to the Future 2.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. You never saw Back to the Future movies?
No, I saw some little clips because it's so famous. You know. Oh, it says Chicago will put chili on hot dogs though. Yeah, the place down here that does the Chicago hot dogs in Clarksville, I just get the traditional Chicago hot dog, but she also does chili dogs. Stray Bullet says mustard, relish, sauerkraut, onions. What would you eat? Or a donut?
I'm going to do this.
Also, McDonald's became Happy Meal and a toy too. What did you do? You welded it.
Yeah.
No chain's going to run on that. Oh, that's your spacer.
I'm using the hub from the smaller one.
So I'm
welding it to the
gear
one.
is just a spacer. The sprocket is just a spacer.
No, it's the center hub. This one doesn't have a center hub.
How'd you get it welded in the center?
I just kind of.
Just did it. Like me, eyeballed it.
Eyeballed it. Eyeball-metered it.
You know, when I was drilling those busted off bolts out of the head for my 200 cubic inch 6, I was eyeballing those, and I got them just stepped up with one drill, the next size. I got it centered so well that Kim could go in there with an ice pick and pick the threads out when I got to the threads. It was I felt really good about that I lined it up that close.
I felt good about it too because I screwed it up, so I had to fix it.
Very good. A few injuries from bicycle too. When I was a kid, we were all trying to be like Evel Knievel. Oh my God! And helmets were for sissies. I was such a dumbass. We were that age. During that time, I was 18 years old, 17 maybe, probably 17. And we had two 57 Ford station wagons, and we put the back window goes up and it locks. There's a little screw thing, and it locks in the up position. I can't talk over the weld. I'll wait. So I have no idea what all she's welding. Okay, she set the welder down. So we had two 57 Ford station wagons, two-door wagons. We had the windows up, locked in the up position, like way up, as high as they'd go, and the tailgates down. And we had two of us go down the highway, 75 miles an hour, got real close to each other, and I held onto the window this way, the lip on the back of the window, and I just reached over and I grabbed the other window on the car next to us, swapped weight from one tailgate to the other, and crawled in the other car. That was my Evel Knievel trick. And we were being really stupid doing that.
Mexican spec. Here's the trophy topper for the 6-cylinder class for No Name Nationals. Huh? Shiny. Fancy. It's made of metal. It's not some plastic thing. It goes on the base that John Wilburn ordered all the bases. So it goes on a square wooden like pedestal base that says No Name National 6-cylinder class, whatever. Yeah? Huh? Fitting trophy, I think, for 6 cylinders. This is a part off of the Bronco, and these are parts off of my 66 Start.
Let's see here. I'm really lost my place here. I like this brand of yellow mustard. It comes in a mini beer glass. It's from Germany. I know that stuff. I've had it, but can't think of the name of it. I'm really having throat problems tonight.
What is going on with you? You're coughing.
Oh, my throat is giving me shit, and I'm gonna run out of cough drops. I ran out of cough drops. Are you shitting me? I just filled my pocket with cough drops like yesterday or something. I already ran myself out.
All right, I'll go stop and get them. I'll be right back.
They're on my bed. There's a yellow bag that's open. There's two yellow bags. One of them's closed. One of them's open. Thank you. Very good. Do you get Coleman's mustard there? I'm not sure. I like the mustard that's got, I can't think of the name of it either. It's got, oh man, it's just like packed mustard seed. Just big seeds all through it. Now, man, I like that stuff. It's a little pricey, but it isn't real bad. But I like that stuff. But I don't buy a lot of it because when I get it, it goes quickly. And then Kim's going, well, you just bought that. Yeah, I know, but I want some more. Comes in a little jar, of course. It's a little jar. It's not a lot of mustard and it's a lot of price, you know. Thought you were putting a big number 6 on a trophy. No, it's got 6. It's a distributor cap with 6 terminals, and some old distributor that's, it's stuff that's not usable. It's usable for a trophy. Man, one time I was screwing around on a car back, probably 17 or 18 years old, and we were going like hell with somebody chasing us, and I swung the door open. I'm standing outside the car, so both feet are on the whatever that aluminum strip is in the door jamb. And I remember it was a 67 Ford Fairlane, and we were going like hell, and I had the door open, and I'm standing up, and I look back, and I'm waving or flipping off the guy behind us that's chasing or something. And when I turned my head, the wind caught my glasses and they just flew off. Oh shit! So I'm yelling at the guy, Wayne, turn around, But my glasses came off. There's traffic and everything. We turn around, go back there. I knew about where they flew off, and it was at nighttime, and I could see them shining out there. And I ran out there between the cars, and I grabbed my glasses and put them on. Got back in the car, and off we went. Oh my god! I can't believe we were doing that stuff. I really had to calm down. When I got older, I got too many tickets right out of when I was in my early 20s. Tickets. Like, okay, I'm going to lose my license if I don't stop this shit. I got my pilot's license and then started taking aerobatics training. That got me away from the doing stupid stuff on the ground. Louis says, I love hot dogs. Stray Bullet says, and German bologna is the best. I don't know about that. What's German bologna? Oh, it says Coleman's surprise you. Coleman's will, in other words, Coleman's will surprise you. Man, I can't think of the name of that mustard. I know we don't have any, but it just comes in a little round jar. It's almost round. Flat in the bottom, the cap's flat. Other than that, it's round. And it's just like packed with dark seeds. Man, is that stuff good. Very Cruz says you have to go easy with the Coleman's. You know what I like? And I don't see it anymore. I probably have to go with some Asian stores. But they have a powdered mustard. My father used to mix that with water, and that stuff would light you up, But if you put it on something, it's pretty good. And I used to take that powdered mustard, and that's what I made I used that instead of wet mustard. And I used to use that in the dressing I'd make for coleslaw. But I haven't had any in a long time. I gotta look for that. I forgot all about that stuff. Oh, it says I like Italian sausage better, but I've lived with where brats were most in demand. Brats are pretty good. Gene Stevenson, don't get it mixed up with the blue pills. What? What about you? I have to turn off now because I have cars and coffee to attend at 7 a.m. in America's hometown tomorrow. Good night. Good night. Thanks for being here. Dean says, brought along the Coleman's back here after the game. Mexican spec. I get spaghetti tomorrow. Gluten free, of course. That's probably fine. Everybody saying good night to Paul. Yep. Good night. Old New Zealand TV ad for Coleman's with the guy from. Gracias.
I brought you a whole bunch.
Look at all the cough drops she brought. This is good to have these. Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
We got a whole mustard discussion.
Mustard?
What is that mustard that I like that comes in a little round jar? It's expensive, but it just looks like seeds.
Like Grey Poupon?
Grey Poupon. But somebody here says, remember the Grey Poupon guy? Yeah.
Pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon?
Grey Poupon?
I forget what it was called. I don't remember, but it was just like some kind of brown Dijon mustard.
Yeah, it's like it's got something wet. It's got something wet in there, but mostly it's seeds.
Yeah.
Man, do I like that stuff.
It's just seeds and vinegar and some salt, probably.
I have a question here for the chemists around here. I had a jar or a big bottle of white vinegar, just distilled white vinegar. It started getting these little, about halfway down, it started getting these little floaties in there, like something growing in there. And I was looking at it, smelling it, and it smells okay, and I don't know, but I ended up throwing it away. What the hell's growing in the vinegar? What are these? They look like little jellyfish almost like stretched out though, horizontally. What the hell is that growing in the vinegar? I didn't think anything could grow in vinegar. Barracuda says, a bit of Coleman's mustard in corned beef sandwich. Heaven. Man, I love corned beef sandwiches.
That was totally intentional.
What was that noise? Kim dropped something. Yeah, Coleman's is strong for yellow mustard. Hassel pepper or something. Yeah, that's that stuff I like. Has some kind of German name. Dean Stevenson's. Pardon me, 1981. I remember it like it was yesterday. Man, I remember 81 like it was yesterday.
I don't. I remember it like it was like. Oh, I was gonna say 20 years ago, but it's a lot longer than that.
Dean Stevenson
Jeez.
says, chemist. Oh, it says little potbelly jars have a long German name, and you can usually find it in the supermarket delis. Yeah, I don't remember where we got that mustard. I don't think they have it up here in the local little store, but there's other stores around here I know have it. Dean Stevenson, non-toxic slime composed of yeast and acetic acid bacteria. What the hell is it? Is it like, it's probably something I should throw away then, right?
He says it's non-toxic. That doesn't mean it's edible, but it's non-toxic.
Oh, Dean says, thanks, Chat GPT. He got that from AI.
You steal 2 points from.
You're gonna give him a 2-point demerit for using Chat GPT. Non-toxic slime composed of yeast and acetic acid bacteria. Man, I threw it away. Cleaned it all out, put fresh. I got a gallon jug. Look, it's fine in there. I refilled it after I washed it out. Stuff in the mini beer mugs is Altendorf or something. Altendorf. It could be something like that.
Yep. Altendorf.
Luis says, I'm still wake up. Very good. I bought my first Valiant in 1981.
Nice.
And in 1981, I was wearing black SWAT team uniforms in a law enforcement job. And it was kind of fun for a couple of years. Not a police officer on the street. We were doing something else. Federal, what do you call it? Enforcing federal law on nuclear stuff. It was an interesting thing. But I don't know. That's probably not really where I belong. What kind of car did I have then? Oh, I know what I had. 81. I had a 1979 Dodge Omni. It was a beautiful car. It was small, but it had the Volkswagen 1.7 in it, manual transmission, and I put some sway bars on it. It handled good. It was a nice car. Over 40 mile a gallon car, which I was pretty happy with. I was real happy with that. Dean says, thanks, Chat GPT. You saved my life. Glad you were actually right this time. Is that why you always know everything? You always know about all the bore centers and all that? You just sit there and Chat GPT? Is that why you're so smart?
That's his whole plan.
That was his whole plan? Mark Sauvé, my wife and I ran a chip stand for a few years. At the beginning, I always had to wash the vinegar bottles out because fruit flies would go into the vinegar bottles. They went in the fridge after. Okay. What is that chip stand? Is that like British, like fries, or is that like potato chips, or what the hell is that? This is like a Canadian thing, and sometimes Canadian English and American English are kind of. Dean Stevenson, I'm gonna tax the crap out of my next AI fails. Very cool. With a 225, we only got that size here. Oh, I thought you got the 225 and the inline Hemi 6. I don't know which cars those Hemi 6s came in, but there's one for sale here right now. There's a Ute. It's a 1959 Chrysler Ute for sale. That somebody put one of those in, and it's in the U.S. It's along the East Coast. I think it's in North Carolina. I think might be in Virginia. I think it's in North Carolina, and it's for sale right now. But it's in the U.S. with one of those engines. Kind of interesting.
Yeah. How much were they asking for that?
I don't remember. I think it was like $5,000.
Really? That's
It's not a perfect car. It's got some little rust issues, not bad, some little spots, and it's not the cleanest car in the world, but under the hood it looked clean, and the interior was okay, and it's definitely driver material.
yeah, but it's probably worth that just for the
Oh,
difference.
because it's a 59 right-hand drive Australian Ute in the U.S. with that engine in it. Yeah, I mean, that's a rare car here. Stray Bullet says, no, Dean is smart.
He wants to think he's not smart.
Okay, Mark Sylvie says, French fry stand. Okay, so it's chips like in England chips. Because that's when I was in England, that was my favorite thing was the fish and chips. Although, you go to the I learned which pubs were good, and a lot of pubs had good burgers. So I ate in the pubs sometimes. I'd eat in the pubs and have a local beer, or have what's the stuff I like? London Pride, which is a British beer. It's pretty good. So I'd walk up the street to a pub and have a beer and a burger, and the prices were not too bad, and they're good. Dean Stevenson says ChatGPT is 85% wrong, just like AI. Well, yeah, it's the same thing. It is AI, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, in school, 85% wrong would have been a miserable failure. People now, write courtroom briefs on ChatGPT. And sometimes the judges catch them. What kind of oil are you using, Mark? Oh, and the French fries. Man, I used to get fish and chips a lot. I stayed in a hotel that had a really good restaurant. A lot of times I'd go downstairs to the restaurant and I'd get fish and chips. You get one big piece of fried fish, typical British thing, one big piece of fried fish. You get French fries, which are chips there, and vinegar, salt and vinegar stuff you put on them. Man, that was good. I really enjoyed that. Mean Street Mopar. How you doing?
Hello, Mr. Mopar.
I rented a car for the trip to Indiana. It was a Nissan. I got an average of 37 miles a gallon, which is nice for such a long trip. Was it what's the one my granddaughter's got? Nissan, can't pull the name out.
I know it's not any of the kinds that I think. It's like a brand new kind of style.
They've been around about 10, 15 years.
Yeah, but
Nissan, I can't think of the name of it. I had one in Arizona for a while on a mini lease, and that thing was a 40-mile-a-gallon car all the time. And it wasn't a small car. It wasn't their biggest one, but it was almost their biggest one. It was just an amazing car. Louise says, yep, Holden is in Australia, but not in the United States of America. That's right. Holden is a car model. It's a car. It's a make, like Chevrolet or Pontiac or Buick. Mark said, the funny thing is we call them fries, but come from chip trucks or chip stands. Okay, so they come from a chip stand, but they're fries. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Very cool. We only got the 225 slant sixes in the smaller, since then the Hemi 6 from 1970 onwards. Oh, okay. Dean Stevenson, French fries come from the French descent people who make them. Got a little picture of French fries. Louise says, I love French fries. I like them too, but I just can't. That's like eating pure carbs. I'll eat a few, but in moderation. Mark Sylvia, we were using canola oil because it's pretty much all our supplier had. Mark Sylvia says, I would have preferred peanut oil, but allergies. Oh, Altima, you're right. Stray bullet. You get a couple points for that. Nissan Altima. That's what my granddaughter has. Yeah.
Altima.
I always got.
I thought it
was
Ultima.
Altima. I don't know.
Ultima.
I guess if it's in Mexico, it's Altima. We I always got 40 miles a gallon. On the road, I always get 42, 43, depending if I kept the speed within range. But in Arizona, the speed limit's 75. I was going 75. I was getting 42 with them. Just amazing cars. Uh, so if I was wailing on it, I'd get under 40. So it was actually better than the Mazda. The Mazda get about 37, 38 with normal fuel. If I used ethanol free, it'd get over 40. But the Altima would get over 40 with 10% E10. Works of A, my daughter ran a chip stand as well, and they used lard. Well, that's probably good. Probably better for you. You know what I like is a lot of people don't like it, but I like coconut oil. And coconut oil, you can make it really hot. You don't have to worry about it burning. But some people don't like the coconut taste. Northern conquest, invading England so the French could get potatoes cheaper later on. Buddy Carfano says Century. Nissan, Sentra. Probably Sentra.
Nissan's a Sentra is a Nissan.
Yeah, it's a smaller one. The Altima or Altima or Altima, whatever the hell it is. Nissan has all these made up names that sound like a name of something, but they're not. They're made up names. The Altima's, what a great car. I mean, it's kind of big, luxury feeling car to me, and comfortable and doesn't use a lot of gas. Just amazing vehicle. Marseille, my go-to is poutine. Oh, I don't know what that is.
That's like cheese and gravy.
Cheese?
No, gravy.
Gravy?
It's fries with gravy, I think.
Fries with gravy?
And maybe fries with gravy.
Dean Stevens says, the result in sustained loss of traction and plumes of lovely white smoke in a 58 PA Vauxhall so equipped. Stray Bullet, did you notice much difference between the two, Mark? Mark Sauvé, 3393. What is it? Oh, Stray Bullet, 3393. Between the lard and the canola oil? Oh, I never tried fries cooked in lard. Dean Stevens says, Altamont concert. Did Nissan do the crowd control there? What was the big event up in the San Francisco Bay Area? They had the Hells Angels come in for do the security, and it ended up not working out well. Let's see, Buddy Carfano, my truck gets 10 miles per gallon on a good day. Ford Raptor with supercharger. That's because you got your foot in it. Stray Bullet, all names are kind of made up. Yeah, I mean, Nissan, the Japanese are become masters at that. Mark Sauvé, fries, cheese, curds, and gravy is poutine.
Oh, it's got cheese curds.
Oh, says Mexicans sometimes.
Leave it to the Canadians.
Mex sometimes gets things like our old Sentras, but with probably better motors. They had a different name in Mexico, though. Barrows is here. Hey, good evening.
Hey, welcome in.
In 1066, William the Bastard had a chip on his shoulder, especially when he found that Hastings wasn't the bookstore he was looking for. Josh Holman's here. Well, yeah, something. It's
hey,
like
Josh, welcome to the stream.
Okay, all it says better motors. Better motors. Yeah, I think they had better engines on them. Mark Sauvé, I've seen similar in the U.S. and they were called swamp fries. Oh, I don't know. I've never heard that. But that's probably a local thing in some area, some regional thing that I just don't know about. Dean Stevenson, that's the joy of making your own language or ruining someone else's. No, it wasn't a Rolling Stones concert. It was something. It was like a bunch of bands. I don't remember who it was. It's late 60s, early 70s. Luis says, I finally got 813 subscribers. Almost there for the 1,000 subscribers. Hey, Luis, I went and I subbed to your channel. It was like a week or two ago. I didn't realize you had a channel going, and all of a sudden you said something. I went, oh. I went and looked and subbed. Dean Stevens says, Barrows, he was just like Dougster Wolverine at 0. He wanted some nice rings in a brown grease paper bag. I've been pissed too. Barracuda, they thought Hell's Angels would be good security guards. Well, the thing is, when you have somebody like Hell's Angels, security guards, they already have trouble with the police. And then, so there's some kind of rivalry there. And then, as Hell's Angels are, somebody's going to want to pick a fight with them. I don't know. I just don't think it went well. I remember there were problems, but I don't remember what all the problems. They didn't do it again. Buddy Carfano fries are good, but I prefer onion rings. Oh, me too. I love onion rings. If there's a choice between the two, I always get the onion rings. Although I probably shouldn't be eating either of them. Mark Sauvé, Luis, what's the name of your channel? Yeah, is Mexican Spec still here? I don't know if he left or not. Mexican Spec, if you're still there, maybe you can put up a link to Luis's channel. It might just be his name. I don't remember, but that's how I found it. I think was put up. I just cut and pasted his name and found it. I think that's how I found it. Shulman, welcome back. I don't know if we still have a mod in here or not. Maybe they came in and left. I'm going to have to get another new mod in here. Mods come and go. And I'm too lazy to go find it while I'm sitting here because it's kind of, I don't have all the equipment here in the shop. So it's a little bit more, of a hassle. Mark Sauvé, I have to start recording stuff and try to get subs. Yeah, and then next year you can go to No Name Nationals. I don't know if you can, that's a pretty good drive for you. Back then it was a bit different. You know what? We have people at No Name Nationals that come a pretty good distance. We have Southern California, we have some Canadians, but not that far east in Canada. But, I'd have to look at the miles because it seems to me, I know there's people from Washington State, that's a pretty good stretch. I know there's people from Alberta, that's a pretty good stretch. I don't know which would be further, Alberta or you. And Mark Sauvé says he likes driving. So, Dean Stevens, I was about 0 at the time. I only have older people to tell me. What was this? Oh, Stray Bullet says, it was at nearby Altamont Raceway. The Hells Angels stabbed a concert goer during the Rolling Stones performance. I knew there was a problem, but I didn't know that's what it was. Yeah, that's not good security, people, when you say so enforcement that you got to stab somebody. Dean Stevenson said he was acquitted. It was awkward. Yeah, I don't know. That's when your security team stabs somebody, it's probably not good. Oh, it says you can mod bit me if you like, but I'm just a little slower with the links than many. When you pop in and out a lot, Buddy Carfano, Outback Steakhouse makes good onion rings. The blooming onion, no kidding. That's a good thing. Stray Bullet. The Hells Angels had a hit out on Mick Jagger for a number of years over the decade, over that debacle. Okay, now I'll read it right. The Hells Angels had a hit out on Mick Jagger for a number of years over that debacle. Dean Olive, I had to offer my elders triple drinks to see if their story sober was the same as once drunk. Mark Sauvé says, my issue is the 10 dogs we have. I told Kim, I just told her, I'd like to have another cat or a couple of cats. I really like cats. But man, it just restricts my ability to travel because then you got to find somebody to take care of the animals. I don't know. Not fair to the animals. Hey, Barrows, you're still here. Can you find Luis up above you a little bit? There's Luis Miguel Suarez Barrios. He has a channel. Can you find that and put the link up to his channel so people can sub to it? Luis says, I don't have
a link to your own channel.
Well, and put a link to your own channel and Doug's. Dougster's still here if he is.
That's a lot of channel links, though.
You could put a channel link to all three of them if you could, because Dougster needs a few more. Who else was so close last? Oh, they went over 400. Somebody that was going to No Name Nationals. Man, they just went over 400. He got 25 subs last night in John's live. Who was that? Kim? Oh, you slept through it.
Sorry, I did fall asleep.
Very good. I've always been a cat enthusiast. Yeah, me too. Okay, Barrows just put one up to Luis. I think I'm going to click on it. I'll at least do that to check it to make sure that's what it is. Oh, yeah, there it is. I am sub to that. Okay, so thank you, Barrows. Well, we got a link up there now, Mark. So I think you can just click on it, unless you're on a phone or somewhere you can't do that. I'm on a laptop, or actually I'm on a desktop here. It's real easy. Just click on the link. Mark Silve says, I've subscribed. Yeah, support our friends. Stray Bolt says, I have 6 new kittens that showed up here recently. Yay. I wish that I could send you guys some. All my cats, except for one, were volunteers. They were just here. Just showed up. One of them did not. The cat that my former wife brought from Arizona and left here with me. But that cat was 25 years old. She finally died. 25 years old, She was getting really slow. Last time she was actually hanging out at the neighbor's house and sleeping with one of the kids. And little girl over there just loved that cat. And had her in her bedroom every night. So the cat was real happy like that. So I just left her there. But last time I saw that cat, she was really getting slow, having a hard time getting up on the couch. Really slowed down. But she finally died.
Speaking of slowing down.
Special Agent James, good evening. Watching from work. I'm doing 96-hour shifts every week. So I haven't been on the tube in a while.
Wow.
Thank you for getting the cough drops. I'm going crazy with cough drops tonight, but I'm keeping my throat clear because I was having a hard time. Really appreciate it, Kim. Thanks for getting.
No problem. Yeah, eyes are bothering me tonight.
Yeah, Buddy Carpano, my last cat adopted me, showed up and never left. Yeah, last cat we had, Power Glide. Power Glide, over a year ago, just disappeared one morning. I saw her that morning and disappeared. There were some big birds hanging around. I'm afraid one of those big birds grabbed her. Big hawk or something. I don't know. She went to do her business every morning before feed her, and She walked off and never saw her again. Arrows, I would put up my channel, but I got to get out of there. Do videos again. The last one, I lost the audio track. Oh no, during
It's
editing.
disheartening.
And Barrows, you said, is Barrows one that said he can't go? Can't go to No Name? Who is it?
Yeah, he said they won't let him out of work.
Man, quit. Quit your job to make it to No Name.
Yeah, don't quit your job. Don't quit your day job.
That's what I did for 2022. I told them I was going. I was retiring. I was leaving. And when it got to be the last day, they're like, oh, we didn't think you were serious. I go, yeah, I was serious. I did give my notice, and I am leaving. And I left. They still called me back a few times.
Yeah. Yep. They just didn't think he'd leave.
But I wanted to go. I already had my tickets for No Name. That was the first annual No Name. And I went. What is this? Mark Sauvé. Fisherman's Friend crops are the best. You know what I get are the cheapest sugar-free Walmart brand. And they work fine. And they don't have any zero carbs, you know, so it's not a big deal with my diabetes. Oh, it says, yeah, Miss Murphle here just, is that pronounced right? Yeah, Miss Murphle, I think, here just showed up at the shop right when I was considering adopting another. Yeah, I've had cats just show up. Volunteers. We're out in the country, and I think somebody comes along and just dumps a cat out. And that last cat looked like she just had kittens. She had a big baggy, what looked like an empty stomach, you know. And I bet that cat had kittens, and they just had whoever had her just brought her out here and threw her out of the car. She ended up at my place because she wouldn't let me touch her for a long time. She'd eat the food. Eventually, I'd put the food, and I kept putting it closer and closer and closer to me. I'd just sit there when she ate. And she accepted that I'd sit there. And pretty soon I reach out and just touch her once. She'd look at me and then she'd eat. Well, it got so I'd scratch the back of her neck and then put the food, and she was fine with that. And then it got to the point where if I came out there with food, she'd come up to me and kind of put her neck close to me because she liked me scratch her neck. And so we kind of made friends. And she was here for, I don't know, a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years. And we became pretty good friends. Let's see here. How big are the hawks there? Our hawks wouldn't be capable of lifting a cat. There were 2 birds hanging around here that were pretty big. And I think they could have picked up a cat without a problem. Buddy Carfano, call out sick and go to No Name Nationals. Yeah, after you already put in for vacation, then he's going to call in sick for the same days.
They don't remember that stuff.
Dean Stevens, I have to annotate all the Richard Holder, James 1, James 2, James 3. Richard Holder, I mean, there's an interesting guy to watch. I don't watch him enough. You know, there's so much content. You know, I went to the bathroom today, and I could hear Kim in her room, and she had the door open. I look in there, and she's got the computer in there, and this is what I hear. She's looking at the screen, and I hear, I said, what are you doing, you know? I walked in there, so I started talking like that. I said, well, she goes, there's too much content. I got to listen to it on the highest speed that it'll go. She can't watch all the content she wants to watch. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, but I don't put it on that fast. Olive says, yeah, my gal here actually showed up, Prager's, but was too young and the kids didn't survive. Oh, that's too bad. Special Agent James, too many James in the kitchen. Dean Stevenson, in no particular order, I do BRG1, BRG2 as well. Arrows, yeah, normally our harvest shut down at work at the end of last month. This year it pushed it to this week. When the plant shuts down, that's when we go hot and heavy in the fixing everything. Yeah, you got caught in that mess. You know, that's how it always used to be. Work was always one of those things when every event that was going on that I wanted to go to, we were busy at work. And my whole life I was like that. it got to the point where I knew I was done, I was retiring, I just set a date and said, that's it. I'm going to No Name Nationals. And I went. I'm really glad I did. That's where I met Kim there. Like 3 days later, I met Kim.
Yeah, who doesn't want to meet Kim?
You want to meet Kim? Come to No Name Nationals. She'll be there. I'll be there too.
But I won't go home with random men.
She won't go home with random men.
No.
Well, you came home with me just for like.
Well, you're not random.
You just checked out the place and you left. And you went and made up your mind and decided to come back down here. But you checked it out first. So, yeah, we had a good time. Louis says, yeah, hey, I remember Big Bad Cat from the movie Rugrats Go Wild. And this is one of my favorite scenes from the movie ever. Just write them out, James. I cannot put, Dean Stevenson, I cannot put superscript N on any new James. Very good. I hear coyotes are danger to pets. Oh, yeah. Out where I work, there are coyotes all over the place. And we had one test officer out there who used to feed them. We weren't supposed to feed him. And we had one coyote had been in a fight, and his whole face was just torn open, his teeth showing from the side. You could tell it was infected. It was a mess. So there were guys that brought antibiotics in from a vet, and they wrapped it up in some kind of meat, threw it out there, and this really chewed up coyote eat this meat with antibiotics on it. So they kept that up for a week or so, and it all healed up. It looked horrible, but it's healed and it wasn't infected anymore. So I mean, like we kind of cared about them. Special Agent James, we have tons of coyotes in my neighborhood. They take out all the cats. Yeah, where I work, there were no cats. Stray Bullet says, coyotes got my last cat. Dean Stevenson, he's such a great nature lover. It's fun. I like UFOs. I can't get him off the tangent with element 115. Used to be ununpentium. What is it now? Ununpentium. But now it's something else. Mark Survey. Hey, Kim. What was playing on the computer in the video that was just put up? Looked like Doom. Oh, you had something. It didn't have any sound, Kim, but there was a...
I had some streamer on. I don't know. It was different every couple minutes. Because there was a bunch of shots from a bunch of different days, so it was different people.
Oh, says, yeah, Barry, I got coyotes scaring shotgun shells for the occasions they get this close, which isn't too often. I haven't seen any here. Kim thought she saw a coyote walking through here a couple of times, but I haven't seen them. Out there, I mean, one time, they bought a bunch of pizzas. Everybody got together and bought pizzas. But we didn't eat all the pizzas. There was one left, and it sat there for a couple of days, not in a refrigerator. So the test officer used to feed the coyotes. Went out there. There's a corner between a taxiway and a runway, and that's kind of where he put food for the coyotes. So he went out there and he put that pizza box there, and he opened it up, and I was sitting out there in a van doing my paperwork, and I could see that, and a coyote come up there and grab some pieces of pizza and run off. He'd come back and grab more pieces and run off. Well, pretty soon the box is empty, but the cheese and all the stuff's all melted and grease and everything's melting into the box. So the coyote picks the box up and runs off. Well, the box, he's got the box by the corner, and the box is folded behind him like this. So as he's walking along, the box keeps slapping him in the butt. And every time the box is slapping up, but he runs faster, This coyote's like running from himself, going like hell across the taxiway, running with that box. Oh, man. See, Mark Sauvé, any fissures in your area? Fissures. Not sure what you mean. Like cracks in the ground? Well, that would be spelled differently. Barracuda says that was a nice thing to do. Yeah, I got nothing against coyotes, but they can't come here. Yeah, we were not supposed to feed them because they didn't want them coming up the hangar and coming near people and everything. So that one test officer was not supposed. They were supposed to be enforcing it, and the rest of the test officers kind of overlooked it because this guy was doing this. But he was feeding them, and they all drove these white Chevy trucks, and that all the trucks were identical, all the same year. They're white pickups. And that guy would drive his Chevy truck out there in the afternoon, and the coyotes would follow him. I don't know how they knew that it was him in that Chevy truck, but they knew which Chevy truck to follow. And I never figured that one out. These stray bullets says, I stopped the coyotes from taking my cat. They were vicious. The poor thing. Yeah, I bet they were. Arrows. When I lived in Boise, we had issues with cougars and black bears setting up in the bottoms that through the center of the city to feed on feral cats. Man, Fisher cats. I don't know what Fisher cats are. Fishers are more New England thing, not really cats. Oh, I don't know what they are. Mark Sylvain, not many people know about them. They're a nasty critter. Yeah, I don't know what they are. Dean Stevens is just testing for coyotes. The Campo coyote duster. Louise says cats are so cute. Yeah, I like cats. I like dogs too, but dogs really take a lot of attention. And dogs to me, like my son, they had two dogs on there. I had friends that had a dog, and he had a dog, but they always kept the dogs together. So both dogs were at his house, or both dogs were at his friend's house. But those dogs always stayed together. Dogs kind of are pack animals, and they kind of need other dogs around. And I just can't have a pack of dogs around. I like that, but man, they each out a house and home, and I don't have a lot of money. And then when we want to go somewhere, dogs cannot take care of themselves. You gotta have people come take care of them, and then that becomes a problem. So and cats same way, but I have left cats for a couple of days, just left a ton of food, and hopefully one of those cat feeder things that the food comes down a chute, but still other animals can go up there and eat the food pretty quickly. So yeah, you really need somebody to take care of them when you're not here, and we want the freedom to take off sometimes. Special Agent James, I respect the coyotes as part of nature, but here they basically live on this little island of nature in the city. They stay away from my house, my neighbor, and both have big old mastiffs. Yeah, yeah, very cool. We have so few wild animals in New Zealand compared to America. Pretty much nothing dangerous, really, because Australia's actually the opposite, isn't it?
And Australia's a big place, I'm sure.
Olive says, think like a lankier Wolverine with social anxiety. What are they called again? I forgot what it was called. I'm gonna have to look that up when I get home. Tavo's here. Guten Abend. Kuda Schwein. What are they doing? Speaking German now? Arrows. Not uncommon at all to hear cougar barking as you're walking Boise River Greenbelt at night a couple hundred yards from the Capitol building. Really? Mark Sauvé. Arnold Cheeseburger? They're trying to speak German and then throw some English in it. Fishers, commonly called fisher cats. Okay, I'll remember that. It's just like fisher body. Fisher cats. Okay, I'll look that up when I get home. But Garofano cousin totaled his Grand Prix hitting a moose. Oh, that sounds like an Alaska accident. In Alaska, there were moose around. That's a big animal you don't want to mess with. Hey, Braden's here. I was just at a race and go check out the jet engine powered 1950s Ford truck. Oh, that had to be fun. I post a video on my YouTube channel. I'll be looking at that when I get home. Cars with jet engines got to be fun. You know. When I went in the Air Force, that's why, because I was a stupid 18-year-old, that's why I chose that job as a jet engine mechanic. Yeah, that's what I want because I want to go set the land speed record. Well, somewhere between learning about jet engines and having enough money to buy one, I had enough common sense to know I shouldn't be doing that. I wanted to live longer. Dean Stevenson, yo, this hardcore ghetto gangster image takes a lot of practice. I'm not black like Barry White. No, I'm white like Frank Black. What? Mark Savet. There's a video on Fisher Cats, and they have what they sound like as well, like a screech. Okay, I'll look for that when I get down there. Yeah, Braden, big ball of flames. Very good. Have you heard of the cassowary? A big, very dangerous bird in Australia. Man, Australia, I would really like to drive across, all the way across Australia. And there's a few cities out, like, what is it? Can't remember. Alice something. Alice Springs. I love the desert, so I'd like that. But then Australia, there's some animals that I don't know anything about. So I would be real uncomfortable out there, I think. Special Agent James, I got spooked by a big mountain lion while camping a couple of years ago. Oh, man. I was watching some deer and didn't realize I placed myself right between it and the deer. Walked right past me. Holy crap. I had a friend that was deer hunting in Arizona, and he had a mountain lion. Same thing, right there. And he goes, the mountain lion walked away. He goes, I was going to shoot it, but he walked away. And so he didn't. Okay, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to stop it. So Barrows put up link to this. Okay, I'm going to watch that later, but I've got it. I've already got it in the queue. Thank you, Barrows. Put up a link to that. Braden's. Braden says he posted as a shirt. I think he means a short. Yep, he's changed it to short. It's almost 3 minutes. Man, you did a 3-minute short. When I started doing shorts, the shorts were cut off at a minute. So all my shorts are less than a minute. But I've never done that longer than a minute short. If it's longer than a minute, I make it a video because I want to go what I call back and forthy instead of up and downy. Okay, let's see here. I think people with their phones with up and down, the vertical format, I think they click out of stuff pretty quickly. So I don't. It's just my opinion. I think the back and forth, the wide format works better for videos, I think. Paolo says, road trains here are a pain in the ass when they're being driven by individuals with no idea of road rules or ability to drive such behemoth. Very good. I wouldn't go into the American wilderness without a gun. Yeah, neither would I. What do you do in Australia? Can you carry a gun across places? Like in Canada, you can't have a gun. You can't have a rifle. But if you're in an airplane above, I don't remember what parallel it is. There is a latitude line, and if you're above that line, north of that line, you're required to have a rifle. It's really weird. So, and the reason is if you go down somewhere, you're supposed to be able to protect yourself. So anyway, I'm just wondering how it is in Australia. What happens there in Australia, the road trains? What people come in how do they get a license without knowing what they're doing? Geez. Depends on how wilderness and where, Perry. Tao says, no reported illegal U-turns on highways yet, as far as I know. Tao says, polar bear country. Yeah, there's a lot of mountains and places I wouldn't want to go unarmed. Yeah, a friend of mine was deer hunting, and he turned around and there was a big cat there that walked away from him. He goes, almost shot it. Mark Silve says, how do they get a license? Money. My opinion of Australia and Canada is that there's not a lot of corruption. I was always kind of under that impression. The same thing with New Zealand. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Very good. And not allowed a rifle in Canada. Is that true? I don't think any guns are allowed in Canada unless you're north of that parallel and in an airplane, and then it's required. Man, I knew a guy who went into Canada. He's one of these guys always joking, smart ass kind of guy, and he was going into Canada, and the customs officer, whatever they call him, I don't know what their name is, official coming into Canada, and the guy says, "Do you have any firearms or weapons?" Yes, dumbass. He leans out the window and goes, kind of whispers. He goes, "What do you need?" The customs officer goes, "Go park over there." Man, they took his car apart looking for stuff. But he thought it was funny. But don't joke around with customs officers. Barrows, of all the dangerous animals in North America, I have to say the worst is a soccer mom in an SUV with unlimited cell service. Let's see. Oh, it says, I was never afraid in Maine, even meeting a bunch of coy wolves. Grizzlies and cougars, though. Tao says they get their license the same way they do in California. Really? Oh, it says, no, Canada has plenty of hunting arms. Yeah, but what do they, there's a bunch of rules in Canada about firearms. I mean, way, way crazy worse than the U.S.
No idea what they're.
Okay, Mark Sauvé, you need to have a license and your guns have to be registered. Hunting rifles are okay, for example. Okay. So I don't know. So you need a license and your gun has to. So there's two things. The individual needs a license and the gun needs to be registered. And there's some limits on what the guns are. See, I didn't know that. I just know like a U.S. citizen coming into Canada is nah, there's none of that.
I don't think they're big fans. Guns.
Yeah, but Mark Sauvé is, it's kind of cleared up here. The person needs to have a license and the gun needs to be registered. I'm registered as a hunting rifle. Tavo, we can have guns here after a strict background check and a good reason to own one. A reason? Have to be locked in an approved safe separate from ammo. You can't have ammo in the same safe as the gun? Really? Well, what do you do with it if it has to be locked in a safe? When are you allowed to take it out? Stray bullet. You can have a rifle in Canada if you're Canadian. They don't want Americans with guns passing through. Josh Owen didn't think it was so funny after that. Louis says, no, it's not true. I don't know what that is. Braden says, I want to fish in the Nepegon River in Canada for brook trout. You know where I always wanted to go to was the Great Slave Lake up by Yellowknife, but a couple of us were going to fly up there, and then we were going to fly up, follow a river up to the Arctic Ocean, but we just never did it. And that's why I knew about the laws about carrying a weapon in Canada in an airplane. Very good. Our current government in New Zealand have become much more friendly to us firearms owners. Mark Sauvé, I'm not well versed on the subject. It's pretty much all I knew. Okay. Kim, what are you doing? Something smells funny. I don't know. It smelled like some smoke or something.
It's been smelling like smoke outside all night.
Okay, well maybe it drifted over this way. I don't know. Braden says, I saw so many soccer dads tonight at soccer mom vans driving around because it was eve of destruction tonight. Tabo, police can knock on your door anytime without notice, ask to see your guns. If you're not home and your wife opens the safe for them, you're both in big trouble. Really? Josh says, in Great Britain, you need a license to watch TV. Do they still do that? See, that's how it was originally in the U.S. You had to have a license to watch TV, but they ended that, like the first year of TV. That's crazy. Is it still like that in the UK? Man, I was watching TV in the UK without a license, but I was in a hotel room. There wasn't much good on TV, to be honest. I watched it for the weather, but actually online I could get better weather. Brayden says, at the track at Golden Sand Speedway in Wisconsin. Clover, Wisconsin. Lee says, yep, I turn off the TV. Tavo, to take your gun to a range, etc., you need to carry the gun in one part of the vehicle, ammo elsewhere. Farmers have some concessions to the rules. Also, even wild turkeys are back in New England. They know they are protected and fear nothing.
I've heard that about some animals.
Tavo, an example, gun in the trunk, ammo in the glove box. Yeah, I carried a rifle, a World War I rifle from California to here, and actually not to here, to Ohio when I lived in Ohio. What I did is I pulled the bolt out, which has a firing pin and everything, put the bolt, I had a little box I built, I screwed the box shut and put that in the passenger compartment. And then I put the rifle in the trunk with some other things. And so if I was ever stopped, because I didn't know what all the rules were in all the different states, California is especially worried. I could say, it's not a complete weapon. There's no bolt in it. There's no firing pin in it. It's disassembled. And when I got to Ohio, of course, there's no problem. I put it all back together and I had a gun safe. And then it was a gun that my grandfather had gotten in during World War I in Germany. And then he wasn't supposed to bring it back, but he brought it back. And then my father had it, and then I had it, and I gave it to my son. When I handed it to my son, I said, the last person that fired this rifle was a German soldier in World War I. I said, I think we should keep it that way. And he goes, yeah, shooting at Americans. He shakes his head. He said, if you want to fire an 8mm Mauser, get another one. Don't fire this one. So he still got it. He'll get past to my grandson.
Her granddaughter.
Yeah, although I think grandson is the one the grandson is
more likely to be interested.
Yeah, well, he likes guns. He kind of likes guns. He's got a couple guns. So, he's the one that's going to be here with his shotgun while we're gone.
Right.
So let's see. Josh Owen, they repealed it. That's news to me. What's that? New England Dividends Town. What are some good fishing to do in Canada? I know there's brook trout. Or change things. I don't know what all this is. Arrows. Oh, that's what? Oh God, this just the whole screen just scrolled by. And that's when you use triple S tag, shoot, shovel, shut up. Well, I remember when I had vacation in Florida back in 2012. Oh, so Luis, you've been to Florida. Didn't know this. I don't know the details, Josh, but they have privately owned stuff in cable now. Buddy Car found, does anyone put gloves in the glove box? Yeah, I used to say that when I was a kid. Glove apartment. That's where the gloves live. I've never seen gloves in a glove compartment. It is kind of funny though, because that's probably what was in there originally. Back in the day, 100 years ago, you had to put on what they call that clothing, a duster. You put on a duster and all this stuff to keep all the dirt off you, and gloves while you're driving your car. Oh, so, yep, bear or nunchucks. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to get caught with those anymore. God, there's stuff that we used to carry around just like it was just with no big deal, but now you probably shouldn't be carrying around nunchucks. Uh, Braden says the wolf population is so bad in Wisconsin now. We did have open season or a couple years ago. Now they're back in Wisconsin again. We don't have a season for them, and we need one. Josh Holman says they always did, but the BBC demanded a license fee to support their programming. You gotta be kidding me. A license to watch TV, so I don't know. It's a wait, it's just a different system. Oh, we got commercials coming in. Oh, but in the early 80s, my friend bought a 22 over the counter in Kmart. We walked home the 3 miles carrying it. Neither of us were old enough to drive yet. Oh, it used to be that way in the U.S. When I was in high school, it was a school that had an ag program, and a lot of we call them Aggies. The guys that were Aggies, they had the rifle racks in their back window of their truck. And there are always rifles in there. I mean, they drive their car to school and park it and lock the doors, a rifle in a rifle rack, or a couple of rifles in a rifle rack. If you do that today, they'd probably end up in prison. They can't do that anymore. But back then nobody got shot. Nobody got shot. So I don't know what changed. Let's see, it says they didn't search girls stuff. They didn't search girls. I'm not sure what that was about. And in England, they start their kids in college at 16. Same thing in Russia. In Russia, you start school when you're 7, you finish when you're 16, and you go into the university when you're 16. I think the schools here were so repetitive. And when I got into a community college when I was 18, it was like 5th grade all over again. I hated it. It's just so repetitive. I go, what am I doing here? That's when I went and joined the Air Force. The Air Force put me in school where I learned something. It was jet engine school. It's like, man, I soaked that stuff up. You know, uh, Barracuda. I've got the Winchester single shot 22 that my father bought during the Depression. It was needed to get food. Lots of rabbits back then. Man, we have rabbits all around here. I don't know if it's legal for us to shoot them or not.
Probably.
Kim goes, probably.
Yeah. Nobody.
I got a 22 locked in a gun safe.
I mean, I don't really want to shoot
But
them, but I'll bet you it's legal to do it.
I really don't want to be cleaning rabbits. Wild rabbits, cleaning that.
Yeah, me neither. Sounds like we agree.
Olive says, I got one of my favorite Marlin 22s. Should get some nicer ammo, though. Man, I've got like thousands of rounds. What do I have? 5,000 rounds?
So wrong.
Of 22s, but it's Russian stuff, and there's people that don't want it because it has jammed weapons and stuff. But if anybody wants like 5,000 rounds of 22,
don't offer ammo.
I could ship it to you. Well, it's probably too heavy to ship. I should just carry it with me and give it to somebody somewhere, because I know there's people that are gonna want it. Oh, it says why I had Chuck's, but they were illegal, but I wasn't gonna get frisked. Okay. Yeah, I know a woman in California carries a gun, and that's what she says. She's old. She's like my age. She goes, nobody's gonna check. She goes, but somebody messes with me, I'm armed. Yeah, okay. Taos says, actually, I should clarify the gun rules. What was mentioned above is for law-abiding citizens. Others just carry what they want, where they want, when they want. So you can still purchase a firearm somehow legally in Australia, I guess. I don't know. I remember seeing on videos of like thousands of guns with a chop saw and they're just cutting them up. You know, it's like, oh my God, Australians turned in all their weapons. But I don't know how, if that was just a video that showed like a bunch of them or if that was everybody's. Stray Bullet says you can shoot rabbits. Yeah, but I want to check in Tennessee to see, you know, here and if there's any local laws or I wouldn't want to just go shooting rabbits. Reagan says you should eat the rabbits you shoot them. Oh, that's exactly why I shoot one, you know. Also said not Russian anyway. I said nicer. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, not Russian anyway. Okay, yeah, because I've got a bunch of Russian ammo. But I've had it for years, and I don't know what to do with it. You know, I bet it's a year at least since I had that 22 out and fired it. Probably should put some rounds through it and practice a little. Very good. If you tried Yoshi 22 bullets, best I've ever used. Huh. Paul says I have not, Barry, but I've heard good things. I will look into them. You know, 44 years ago, law enforcement job, go through the academy, and then we had monthly range days, and we had a real good range master that put us through really good exercises at the range. And I was real comfortable with all that stuff. But now I'm so out of practice. I don't know if I could hit anything.
I can hit anything I want to do. I'm good with the gun.
Yeah, but you got to stay after it. When I was at the range, once a month we had a range day, and then we had other shoots that were required by the state and by the company and by. So it was a lot more than 12 times a year. You know, we had a course we run and turn targets and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty intense training, and man, we could fail so easy. You had to know how many rounds were still left. You got really good at knowing exactly what was still in your weapon. If you did a click on an empty magazine, that was a failure. You were done, and you had to come back for another range day and pass on your time. You know. Or if you shot the wrong, you came around a corner and there's a guy standing there with a broom, and you shot the guy. That was a fail, you know. Now, if he's aiming a gun at you, yeah. But if he's, you know, they're cardboard turn targets. But if the guy's pointing like holding a broom, that's you failed, you know. So it is pretty good stuff. Oh, it may work if you don't mind cleaning a lot, but I tend to use corrosive primers. Buddy Carfano, who else had a rabbit foot for good luck? Me.
Oh, I remember having one of those.
I had one. What a stupid thing to carry around. I feel bad now that I was carrying that around. That was I was in elementary school.
That was how they sold all them rabbits.
Main Street Mopar. I've got 122 rifle, a Remington Nylon 66.
Nylon?
He says Remington Nylon 66. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's see here. Tavo, self-defense laws here are crap. There's big moves to get them changed. You have a home invasion and built the perp into next week with a baseball bat. First line of inquiry is why you had the bat. You better have a mitt and a catcher's mitt and a ball right there with the bat. Same thing here. You got a baseball bat in a car and no other gear. Yeah, I used to carry bats and balls and everything to Little League games. and I made sure I had several bats and several gloves and a bunch of balls and kids in the car that were going to the Little League game. Oh, the things you got to think about. Louis says, I remember Camp Loslow, one of my favorite childhood memories of all time from Cartoon Network. And Cartoon Network. My youngest son, when I got him, he was 4 years old and he spoke Russian. So the way I taught him English was just Cartoon Network, and I'd call things, I knew enough Russian where I'd call things by the wrong name. And then he'd just laugh and no, and he'd tell me in Russian, but he's learning English words. And then, and same thing with, there was a channel called Animal Planet. We'd watch that a lot. So he learned a lot of the animals. And then, grocery cart going along, I'd go stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. And he'd learn stop, go. And pretty soon, and he's playing with the kids. And within a year, he was just speaking English like a native of the U.S. Kim, they want to know what you're working on. She says the monkey bike thing. Tawa says close at hand, not allowed to keep anything that could hurt someone in easy reach. Well, you know what? I got a flashlight here I could hurt somebody with. I got a drill bit here I could hurt somebody with. I got so many things I could hurt somebody with. Jeez, I mean that could be really really a stretch. Louis says also, how Kim keep going? Kim, how do you keep going? Oh, it says Russian ammo often corrosive. Yes, I know about the corrosiveness. Oh, but I don't know, Braden. I think trap shooting is not supposed to involve semi-auto and flinging shells at people. Sorry, bullet. I carry a 5-pound sledgehammer. Man. Okay, well, we were going to do 2 hours. We're 2 hours and 13 minutes into it.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Kim says she's tired.
I'm sorry, everybody. It's been a difficult night. It was a busy week.
Barry Kuda says in New Zealand, you have to wait to see if the home invader maims or kills you. Yeah, then you're allowed to do something about it.
Yeah, if they kill you, it's okay to shoot at them.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I want? One of those big old squirt guns, giant squirt guns, got a lot of pressure in it. And I'll take some ghost peppers and juice them all and just fill that thing with ghost pepper.
I mean, bear spray.
Shoot that in somebody's face, or bear spray or something. I don't know what bear spray does to a human.
It's pepper spray.
Do what?
It's pepper spray.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty sure bear spray is just like the super strong pepper spray, and the thing of it is it's labeled as bear spray. So if anybody asks you why you have it, you say, well, in case of bear attack. And see, then it has nothing to do with a weapon against a person. But if you spray a person with bear spray, unless they're really serious, they're going to back off.
Some of the training we had 44 years ago, somebody points a gun at you, we had to be able to take the gun and turn it on them. And we had that training. And I was 28 years old then. But I haven't done that since then. Probably can't do it anymore. I was pretty good at it at one time. I've seen bear spray used. It seems very effective. I watched it on a video of a bear getting sprayed with it, and the bear left in a hurry. And the bear ran directly into a tree and fell over and then took off again. It's kind of an interesting video.
Mark Sauvé says, here the cops suggest you leave your keys inside the door so that if someone wants to steal your car, they can get it and they won't attack you. I heard that. That's insanity. Like, I get it. like your possession, life is more valuable than your possessions. But like, I just
That's like giving a reward to the thief. Got a $10,000 reward for catching this guy, and they give it to the thief, not to the person that catches it.
I mean, you have insurance to replace, if you have insurance, which we don't have insurance that's going to replace our car. But if you have insurance that's going to replace your car, and you have a car that has GPS built into it, that it's not like they're going to get anywhere.
Well,
but you're supposed to keep your keys away from anyone who might want to take your car.
two things I want to say about stolen cars. I talked to get insurance through Haggerty.
I agree.
The thief's life is not worth more than life. I've been trying to get Haggerty insurance on my car. They won't insure me. I don't know why.
Because you wanted too many miles a year.
Well, I put down 3,000 miles a year. I didn't
put down 5. You told me 5.
Oh, I could have put down 5. So they wouldn't take me. So I don't know what the reasons were that they denied me. So I may have to try again. So I don't have insurance on my car. I have insurance like, liability insurance, but I don't have insurance to cover my car. That sucks. That's a problem. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, Nivlac 57. You know what Nivlac 57 is? The Nelsons. They had their truck stolen with a trailer with Studebaker in it, that really fast Studebaker, and all that stuff got stolen, a year and a half ago? Well, the truck turned up. I don't know how many of you followed this. The truck turned up. So it turned up in a junkyard. So they called up the junkyard. In the junkyard, he wanted to know, he goes, is there anything inside the cab? Because he'd left, he'd lost a laptop and a bunch of software and everything. And he goes, is there anything in the cab? And the guy goes, it's got a really nice interior in it. Do you want to buy it? And he goes, I'm thinking, like, this guy's trying to sell me my own interior, because that interior is already mine, So I don't know if he's going to get it or if he's allowed to get it or what the hell. But it's in the junkyard. It says, I was police trained once upon a time. Yeah, I went through an academy and went through a lot of training. It was a fun time in my life, but my personality in law enforcement are probably not the best match, I'm much more well matched to mechanical stuff, design engineering and that kind of thing. I'm pretty good at that stuff. And like if I got like so many smarts, whatever you get as smarts in your brain, it's all focused on like aerodynamics and aircraft structure design. Pretty good at that stuff. And that's what I belong doing, and I did it a lot. 30 years of my life on that stuff. Mark Sauvé, first let me say, cops work for insurance companies. Call the cops because someone stole your car and you're not covered for that. See how fast they deal with you.
They're certainly going to want to not get into some kind of trouble with the insurance company because they deal with them on a regular basis and they only have to deal with you once. So their economy of scale is just do whatever they need to do to satisfy the insurance company.
I just finished my last water. Kim's tired. I said 2 hours. We've gone almost 2.5 hours.
Okay.
How about a bucket above the entrance to the house that's full of
lava?
Well, I was going to say like ghost pepper that you ran through the juicer and just dump it on the person. I don't know what the answer is. That would be a really bad bet. Oh, I just looked, the doors unlocked. Okay. How about saying good night, everybody? Okay, I can't use that hand. Kim's far enough away. I'm not going to slap her in the face.
Thank you, Mexican Spec and Barrows and everyone who's commenting. If you're still here, you've made it to the end. If you're still here, you get 3 points. Thank you so much for everybody's comments.
Well, I want to say something.
Special Agent James, sorry, we're ending pretty soon.
Mexican Spec said there, the way they found out the junkyard had it was the title was, they were trying to get the title cleared, and they found the owner of the truck, which was Niblak. And that's how they found out the junkyard had it. So I don't know. They're not going to be a no-name nationals. They were going to be there, but they're not going to be there because I was going to ask him in person what's going on. But, you know, he's only going to say so much on his channel until it's all straightened out. So, yep. So anyway, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to say goodnight. Kim's going to keep talking and talking and talking, and she won't stop talking until I stop the stream. And then Mexican Spec gets upset with me for cutting her off. But she tries to do that.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Okay.
No, I don't.
So
I'm just
say goodnight,
saying
Kim.
goodnight to Mexican Spec and all the other great people who are here. I don't want to have to stop talking because it's fun and we're having a good time. And we shouldn't probably stop the stream